dare you? How dare you! Listen here, mister. Just because you're big doesn't mean you get to be a bully. You may have huge teeth and sharp scales and snore, smoke, and breathe fire, but you do not, I repeat, you do not hurt my friends! You got that?
That has to be one of my favorite clips of Fluttershy. But what if she never acquired her element of harmony? Think of how devastating that would be to the story. Today, we look at a fanfiction that explores just that a little bit more. Get your kid's ass out of here. Hello, I'm Discord Jedi Knight, and we're reviewing The Element of Kindness, written by Blue Tattoo, who is also making this an audio drama on her YouTube channel. Links to all of that will be in the description below. I first saw this story on FIM Fiction long before I ever saw the audio drama, and I have to say it is quite a well-done story. I'm here not to look at the audio drama, which is also well done, but to review the story and the story alone without further ado. This is a little more than just if Fluttershy didn't revive her element. This is an MLP take on the old fairy tale Snow White, with my favorite ship added for fun. Yes, I get it. I'm a fluter-cord fanboy, but I already laid out the reasons why I like fluter-cord. You can check out that video after this one. However, I'm not going to let that get in the way of my own criticism of this story. Anyway, it starts out when Fluttershy is not given her element, and instead is stolen away by none other than the Changeling Queen, who raises her as an outsider daughter and treats her terribly, similar to its material. She soon wants to win Fluttershy's life because Fluttershy is growing stronger than her. Of course, in the fairy tale, it's because of her beauty. And while I like the fairy tale, I actually prefer this take more. It gives the villain, aka Chrysalis, a good reason to try and kill her instead of just being evil and jealous of her beauty. Fluttershy is left in the forest along with the Changeling kill squad, but escapes and runs to the nearest town, Ponyville, filled with many saddened ponies who do not know what to do without their element of kindness. Without that, they cannot protect their land from not only Chrysalis, but a much larger threat, the Chaos Lord, who has been in hiding ever since. He was freed due to no one claiming the element. Only the harmony magic of all elements can defeat him, and without it, the townsfolk are vulnerable. Fluttershy runs into a treehouse belonging to some of the fillies of the town, and they play a nice twist on the Seven Dwarfs with Babsy the CMC's diamond tiara. They find Fluttershy in their treehouse and let her stay. As they do, she runs into an evil monster. Discord, the god of chaos, the one whom the elements are supposed to fight against and who is turned to stone. He's here to cause chaos, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. But he finds Fluttershy intriguing and wants to know her story, if only to blackmail her at first. However, as the story goes on and he learns her backstory with the changelings, he soon has a change of heart. I also like the subplot of him actually teaching Fluttershy to read the animal book she's interested in. The reason why she wants to read is so she can figure out what her 2D mark represents and her power. Meanwhile, Princess Twilight comes to town in search of Discord, but thanks to the CMC and Fluttershy, along with Discord's tricks, he skillfully evades her detection with his disguise as a pony. But as he gets closer to Fluttershy, he notices the strange feeling of a familiar magic. Discovering she's the element that's lost, in an attempt to protect himself, he abandons their friendship, much to her dismay. Only for her to tell him how much their friendship means to her, surprising Discord that anyone could feel that way about him, and then gradually falling for her. I love the CMC constantly rooting for Discord and Fluttershy to get together, and after some romantic fun, like fireflies and dances, Discord and Fluttershy grow close, only for the Queen of the Changelings to find out her mate didn't dispose of Fluttershy like they were supposed to. Due to this, she's even more determined to put a stop to Fluttershy's initial rise to power, and we learn her backstory as a result. I really like how her backstory was tackled. Due to her mother's own arrogance and downfall, Queen Chrysalis cannot let go of the past and is so determined by what was instilled in her to bring power back to the Changeling Empire and rule the galaxy. Okay, enough Star Wars. She quickly thinks up a plan to deal with Fluttershy once and for all, and so the age-old plan of making a poison apple comes into play. One that will put her in a death-like sleep. Especially after Fluttershy is found out to be the element of kindness and plans to take up her rightful role. Transforming into an old pony, Chrysalis goes to Fluttershy. tricking her into eating the apple, and with it comes Fluttershy's so-called death. Discord, meanwhile, through all of this, tries his best to stop the changelings, exposing himself to the town, and they try to capture him, only for the CMC to stop them and let Discord go save Fluttershy. But when they get there, it is too late, and she's gone. Devastated by the outcome, Discord watches over her lifeless body. Despite being worried about Discord, being free and powerful as he is, all he ever does is stay close to Fluttershy. They don't arrest him. Eventually, though, it is close to the time of burying Fluttershy. But with her now dead, the fight is just beginning for Chrysalis, believing she can now win with the elements gone. She and her army attack, bringing the kingdom to its knees. The only reason why they're even able to stand a chance is due to Discord being there not for the ponies who wanted to capture him, but for what Fluttershy meant to him. But in the midst of battle, Fluttershy arises. Using the element of kindness, along with the support of the other elements, she is able to defeat her so-called mother, Chrysalis. That once more. And then you have the age-old Fluttershy's confession and Discord's acknowledgement of the kiss. And soon the end of the story ends with not only Fluttershy's ceremonial receipt of the element of kindness, but Discord's proposal to her. Of course, as a Flutter-cord fanboy, I love the entire story. But more so as a Disney fanboy and a fan of the classic Snow White, I do find this story a better retelling, and not whatever this live-action mambo-jumbo is. Ugh. I went most of this video without acknowledging that awful elephant in the room. But there it is anyway. Let's not focus on that, but focus back on the actual subject of this video. Believe it or not, I can't find anything I don't like about it. The story is so well done, it's completed in a masterful way. The build-up to Flutter-cord is handled well, and the backstory of Chrysalis does give her a good reason to do what she does in the story. I guess the only real criticism I have is I would have liked the other main six incorporated more thoroughly. Yet that's just because I like those characters. I realize that if done so, it would take the focus away from the main plot more. So, I appreciate the fact that we focus more on Fluttershy than anything else. I enjoy her character journey and her build-up to being more self-confident due to her growing friends and her relationship with Discord, who is also well written. It's okay now for the sake of keeping this video from getting too long, my overly simply story, and while I did cover the majority of the events, there are fantastic jokes and cute moments between Fluttershy and Discord that I didn't cover. That, and I really feel like Chrysalis' backstory, and this was probably the best backstory I ever heard of her character, and I didn't want to spoil too much about it. But you can clearly see the traumatic effect it had on her life, turning her into the villain she is. With that said, what do you think of the story? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and remember, friends, don't forget to go to Blue Tata's channel and give her a like as well, both for her story and her audio drama. Thank you all for watching, and remember, my friends, friendship is magic.